You're welcome back to the AM Club right here on Mx24. If you're just joining in, you made the right choice. My name is Miriam Uduak Mensa. You're welcome. Now, this is the Lifestyle Daily segment of the show, and today's conversation is quite interesting. And I know for lots of people who are not lawyers or do not belong to the law fraternity of Ghana, some of these conversations might be strange, or you probably do not understand at all. Well, that's what we're here to do, to educate you and, of course, to inform you as well. This month of October, we're doing more than just breast cancer. We're going beyond that as well. So please stay with us. But before we get into the conversation, at Equity Health Insurance, the well-being of our members takes precedence. We recognize the unique healthcare needs of individuals and families, which is why we are delighted to present our Ebusia Health Plan. This health plan is crafted to promote the enduring health and happiness of you and your loved ones. Our plans are meticulously tailored to offer comprehensive and competitive health insurance coverage for individuals, families, and smaller groups. Access to quality care is just a phone call away, offering continual assurance of your family's welfare. Contact us today on 0546 645 465 or 050 3860 Equity Health Insurance Plans. We say hashtag always here for you.
Well, it's on. Join us for the Cross It Out concert this October as we climax our year-long breast cancer awareness campaign with a thrilling concert with your favorite female artist. And now mark your calendars for Friday, the 18th of October, 2024 from 6 p.m. at Alliance Francaise Accra. Performing live will be the sensational Ifia, Felinuna, Titi Owusu, Maya Blue, Chayuta, Dakua, Senti, Esther Legend, Kiki Celine, and DJ Nice, backed by the Afro Harmony Band and hosted by Ghana's favorite twins, Lali X Lola. Together, we're crossing out the risk, fear, and stigma attached to breast cancer by raising funds for our annual breast cancer outreach and treatment campaign, Cross It Out. For tickets, dial star 365 star 88 star 455 hash or visit mx24.app/cross it out tickets. You can also get free tickets from now to the 15th by getting a free breast cancer screening at any of the branches of our official hospital partner, that's Life Check Health Center. Go ahead, set a reminder, get screened, and cross it out. The Cross It Out concert is supported by Flora Tissues, Top Choco, Tango Washing Powder, McPhillips Foods, IBM Petroleum, and media partners YFM. All right, now let's get into the conversation. Today we are created for this discussion: estate and gift planning, wealth, sustainability, and legacy. I'll tell you what, I decided intentionally not to do any research on this, just to get to hear from our able researchers what it is exactly. So let me just be in the pool of any of you out there who don't understand the metrics or are hearing this for the very first time. Estate and gift planning.
Now, before we get into that conversation, October is also celebrated every year as estate and gift planning to create awareness and educate the public about the need to and importance of estate and gift planning, legal documents, succession planning, legacy building, among others. And so this is something that, again, like I said earlier, people might not be very familiar with the conversation.
Exactly.
And for you who is creating wealth and hoping to be able to pass it on to another person or to your children, it is important that you stay. And if you want to go and, if you want to be, someone said, if you want to be, what's her name? Next of kin. If you want to be next of kin and understand the processes of that, please stay right here on the show. We're going to be getting into that conversation. Joining us for the conversation this morning is Mr. Kennedy Wiafe Efa Esquire. I was just telling him, please, what's the pronunciation of that thing? Is it Esquire or Esquire? Esquire. 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 Oscar. Yeah, profiles that, Jennifer. Thank you so much. He's a lawyer and legal practitioner in Sia. Akwete and Co. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning.
And to my very good friend, Mr. Peter Asare-Nyako, certified financial coach. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great.
We're here to have that conversation.
Sure.
I'm sure you couldn't wait to have this conversation.
Absolutely.
Now, like Jay said, we are here to educate. So we're going to start all the way from the top. What is estate and gift planning. What is it all about? Why is it important to identify or to celebrate this conversation in October? Tell us about it. Who's going to take it? Esquire should take it. Oh,
Yeah, sure.
please go ahead and take it from
Okay, right. So estate and gift planning is part of the comprehensive financial planning.
Okay.
And so the wealth that you are accumulating, you need to make plans for them. So estate planning is basically distributing your wealth to the people that you want them to have. Yeah, so basically that's estate
Basically
planning.
that.
Yes.
So next of king for no.
Yeah.
Next of king
Your
association.
loved ones,
It's not a will, is it?
It's all
well, it's
included.
part of estate
Yes.
planning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so there are various legal documents
Okay.
when it comes to estate planning.
Okay.
Will is one of them. We have powers of attorney,
Okay.
healthcare directive, and the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
But is it very crucial for every single person on this earth to engage in estate planning?
I think the lawyer will take that.
Yes, it is very important in a sense that by law, there are two primary laws governing the estate of every person. The first one is the Administration of Estates Act,
Okay.
Act 63.
Okay.
Then we have the Interstate Succession Act, PNDC Law 111. In these laws, the state or the law has determined someone who should take up the properties immediately with that, what we call the personal representative. So in this law, the law says that if a person passes on, your estate passes on to your personal representative. Now, with gift and estate plan, you get to choose your own, make that decision yourself. Say that I want this person to be my personal representative. I want this property to go to this person. So it's about the deliberateness that the law gives you to make that choice. Instead of the law imposing somebody on you.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to wealth building or accumulating wealth, I've actually heard a very prominent person tell me that listen, me a property mama when they come and suffer. Me, whatever I'm doing, I'm enjoying. Like every year, I'll go to 10 different countries. I will do this, I'll do that. In accumulating wealth, what would you say the plan should ideally be for someone who, whether young or older, what should the ideal plan be, in your opinion?
Great. So let me take you to the Bible.
Please take me back
Yes.
to the Bible.
Very important.
Take me all the way
So
back
the
to
Bible
that.
says that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. And so estate planning is biblical. But then one thing I've realized is mostly in Africa, we don't inherit wealth.
No.
We inherit poverty.
Yeah.
And so the struggle keeps on
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah.
For us to be able to eliminate that, there's the need for estate and gift planning. And so you need to decide that, yes, I'll create the wealth, but then the people after me, they should have access to the wealth that I'm creating. That is why the law gives you the opportunity to hand over your wealth to the people that are behind you, those that you want them to take charge of that wealth. And estate planning also provides succession. So we have heard of organizations which were doing good, and then once the owner passed away, the business collapsed. It's because they don't have estate and gift planning.
Yeah.
So if we put all these structures in place, I think we will be able to create enough wealth for everyone.
Yeah. Now, I'll come back to you, Esquire. If I want to address you, I can call you lawyer or Esquire, which one is, whichever one. Now, let's talk about the documents that are very necessary. If you say you're planning your estate and gifts, the documents that need to be in place that says that, listen, you have crossed all your T's and I'd all your dots. Dots all your I's, sorry.
First of all, the ownership documents covering your assets, your properties must be in place. So if it is land, you are looking at what we popularly call indenture. So, but within that, an indenture could be a deed of assignment, a lease, sublease, whatever. But we generally call them indenture. So your indenture signed, stamped, everything should be ready. So that if it is a car, for instance, then your registration document, your title document should be intact. So first is the title to the property. Then when it comes to passing it on, then the mode comes in. So if you want to pass it on by way of a gift, then the deed of gift becomes relevant. If you can also pass your property on by customary means, which does not know writing. It requires witnesses and then also appreciation from the receiver of the gift. The law requires, under a custom, you have to do what we call aseda, thanksgiving, for the gift given to you.
Okay.
And then the witnesses is very critical. You cannot do a customary gift in secret. There should be people who saw the property pass on. So if you are doing a gift, these are the things. You are either doing a deed of gift, that's where you want the law, what we call common law gift. If you want to do customary, then you gather some family members, there are witnesses. After the gift is done, the beneficiary does what we call asida or thanksgiving. It completes it. If it's a will, then you put your will together as the law requires. You have two witnesses to the will, yes, and then you deposit it at the High Court, any High Court name. So then you may also have, if there's an insurance in the estate, if the one making the plan has an insurance product, then you are looking at the beneficiaries. In most instances, you don't pass on insurance products through a will. You go to whoever is in charge of the insurance. You check for the beneficiaries under your insurance. And if there's anything changes you want to make, you do that through the insurance. So whether SNIT, whether any of these private insurance is the same. You just use their beneficiary forms to perfect that. I heard you mention Nest of Kin and all that. Those don't come in when you are dealing with your estate. The Nest of Kin is basically somebody we should call or contact in case of emergency. So it doesn't give you any right to any property. So you are looking, when we talk of the documents, you are looking at deed of gift, you are looking at will, we are looking at power of attorney comes in, but it also ceases the moment the person dies. Because power of attorney dies with the donor of the power.
Okay.
So once the person dies, then it comes
we will get into this conversation a bit deeper. It was the Nest of Kin, the only benefit. So you go who are sitting out here looking for Nest of Kin, Nest of Kin.
This is what I don't get.
Yeah.
Okay, so if Next of Kin has nothing, then why is it that when we go to the banks, I'm talking to I'm talking to you because you are the side of the financial side. So why is it that when we go to the banks, we see the Next of Kin there? I mean, when you're filling a form and everything.
Yeah.
Why don't they put it there? I mean, emergency contact. Like put it there.
So we all know that.
Yes, because if at the Next of Kin,
Yeah.
it just makes sense.
A lot of people have
Why don't they make it emergency contact? Why is it Next of Kin?
So I think they want to make sure the person you are putting there, you have some kind of relationship with the person.
Okay.
And if you want the person to take charge of that asset, just like the lawyer said, you can make provision for that and make the person a beneficiary to the account.
Okay.
And so, once they make you a Next of Kin, if the person wants you to have access to that account, he can go further and make you a beneficiary to that account.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now let's get into the process involved in, making sure that, you know, the estate planning and, you know, the gift comes in. You know, when I saw estate, I was like, estate, did they say, yeah, okay, of course, it has to do with property and
Yeah.
everything, but
Yeah.
let's get into it.
Yeah.
What is the process like? What is involved? How do you start as a beginner, somebody who's listening for the very first time, who's
Yeah.
hearing us for the very first time? How do you go about it in the first place?
Okay, so from the financial planning perspective, first you need to know your assets.
Okay.
You need to know the items that have monetary value,
Okay.
the items that you can pass on. So your phone, your laptop, your car, all your assets. So once you identify your assets and you know their value, then you see a legal person.
Okay.
Sometimes you can even write and then meet the legal person for guidance, and then they will also help you in that regard. So from the financial planning perspective, first you need to know the items that you want to will, the items that you want to trust to someone. You need to become aware of that, and then you see a legal person to help you out.
And if you have limited assets too as well, let's go ahead.
It doesn't matter. An estate is an estate. Even if it's just one mobile phone.
It's still an
I
estate.
see.
It's still an estate.
You know, yes, last week my father was trying to explain it in church. That you, when you hear estate, you think it's buildings in one area, estates in the legal, and everybody was I said, we don't know. I'm going to discuss it on Tuesday. Come on my show and let's discuss it. So yes, so anything could be an estate.
The estate simply refers to
Your personal properties.
Yes,
So my
your
clothes.
personal.
Yes,
They are
yes.
part of your
Okay.
estate. Basically, we see they are made up of movable and immovable.
Immovable. Okay.
So the movables, you know, things you can easily
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then the immovables are the fixed ones.
Yeah.
You know, we are looking at landed properties.
Okay.
They are the immovables.
Okay.
Yeah. So your first you gather your estate like Peter said. You gather the estate. You have a list of the properties. And then you also make a list of people you desire to give something to
Okay.
when you are no more.
Okay.
See, so it's normally some people help some. So probably in your time of ill health, your children were in school, and it took a certain neighbor who took care of you. So sometimes the person is like, okay, when I'm no more, I want this person to have this.
Yeah.
But if you don't plan the estate, you die intestate without a will, without a plan, your children are not going to
Give anything.
remember this person. They're
Absolutely.
not part of the family.
Exactly.
But maybe within the person, I want this person to have maybe my car that I'm no more using, if he can fix it, and this, or I want the person to have some money. So you make a list of the beneficiaries you want to give something to. You know, some cultures, like for instance, the account of is very critical. He doesn't want to die not giving anything to the
So far, say yes.
so you make that list, and then you now pair the properties to the beneficiaries. Okay, I want this one to go to this one, I want this one to go to. One of the benefits of estate planning is also it helps you, the planner or the donor, to track your own properties and assets.
Okay.
You see, some people, once they hear a community springing up, they go and get a property there. So he has a property in Kaswa, one in Adenta, one in Dansuma.
Yeah, spreading across.
You get it. And when it comes to investments and things, they invest in this product, in this institution and all that. One of the benefits of estate planning is that it helps you yourself to make a list and track your own properties.
Yeah.
You see, and then it also helps with what we call disclosures.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there are a lot of instances where people died and their immediate family don't even know some of their assets.
Yeah. Very true.
People take over.
Very,
And it
very,
happened
very
for a
true.
very long. Right. It's very. Now, when it comes to, so now that we have clarified that anything could be a stage, and I like that you brought up the conversation of what's it called, the Bible, that a good man, a good man, in a case where the person has nothing, but let's say a piece of land somewhere, the challenges could potentially be what exactly, again, when they don't have any documents backing it. Yesterday, we're talking about we had this marriage rights conference that came on this show, and they talked about the Muslims, their marriage. Most of their marriages are not recognized in law, and if they have issues, some of them might not receive anything.
Yeah.
And so they use the cohabitation law, whatever that people can benefit from just living with someone for a very long time. They were trying to explain to us. Maybe I'm not explaining the way, because the way lawyer is doing it right there. No. So the way it's recognized. So I'm going to come to you, because the man was so emphatic about saying. But let's get to you. In cases where you're not able to put in a lot of things, but like there's some property that belonged to your great-grandfather, but you want to pass it on to how do you make it beneficial to the person that you'll be passing it on?
Yes, so there are some properties that you cannot will. If the property is for the family, that means the property doesn't belong to you. So you can only will your personal properties. So we don't will a family land, a family house to
your
someone.
children.
No, you can't do that. And then if you have a land, and let's say you don't have any document to back the land, there are different forms of agreements. There are written agreements, verbal agreements. Once you have witnesses who can testify that this land belongs to you, you can make a will to cover it. So first, you need to know your personal properties. If you don't have properties, then you can't will any property to someone.
That's
so
what you
it
meant
begins
by...
from you having personal properties and then willing it.
Right.
Everyone would wish that, oh yes, I mean, it's the inevitable. We all do know that we will not remain on earth. Everyone will wish to grow older. At what point do you start thinking about this? Is it right from the time that you start owning things? Is it when you feel like, oh, there's an ailment that I have that is terminal? At what point?
Great. So I think right from when you start making properties, because life is uncertain.
Yeah.
We don't know what will happen tomorrow. And so if you are waiting to get enough properties before you start writing your will, something might happen and you don't have a will. So once you get a mobile phone, put that in your will. The will can be updated every time. So any asset, any properties you get, make a provision for it in your will.
Okay.
Yeah. So as and when you get a property, make sure your will have covered that property. Yeah.
Okay. Esquire, so in all this, as Peter just rightly said, that okay, we're as soon as you own something, you should be putting it into place. What would be the best requirement and process on your end to ascertain that, okay, this is being done in every space, especially, with people who just feel like, oh, I just own properties, but it's just something that I own. I mean, yes, I wouldn't even want to give out. I know there are some people who have the thought that even the wife, no, the children, no, nobody. And in a space that this happens, what happens to the things?
Well, that is also a decision.
Oh,
That's
wow.
also a decision. Just that we, at the financial literacy education, we are discouraging that. You see, we're saying that consciously or deliberately pass on your wealth, your estate to your loved ones or your chosen persons.
Not to
So,
catch you, would you consider that as a challenge?
yes, it's a big challenge.
A lot of
It's a
you
big
you encounter
challenge.
that a lot.
Yes, we in this country, we don't like inherited properties. Generally, people feel, well, this is for my father.
Yes.
The family people are involved. I don't want it.
Sure.
You see, especially houses, landed properties. People die living huge farms in the villages.
It's just
The
that-
children don't want to have anything to do with
it.
that. I mean, it's let them do that. Unless probably the thing is in Accra. Even that, some people are still not interested. So we are discouraging that. Because you see, these are things that parents toiled for,
Yeah.
you know, and probably it's just the mistake of not planning for the estate, not putting a will in place, not carefully instructing what should happen. So we are saying that we want to discourage that. We want people to stop that because we are losing properties out of the family. You see, so even if, like Peter said, the moment you acquire property of any kind, you can start planning what happens after. And you mentioned illnesses and those things.
Yeah.
They are reminders.
Okay.
You see, those
That you're not
ones
here forever.
Exactly. Those ones come in
Yeah.
to remind us that start planning your estate. But the moment you have property, at least, even if you haven't put it on paper, start telling those close to you. When I'm no more, my house and my
And is that
everything
valid?
you
The word of mouth, is it valid?
in law, that will not be it. But at least it
Someone knows.
helps to minimize the acrimony, the fights, and the struggles, you see. But the proper thing to do, put in place a will. If you also want to gift the property whilst you are still alive, then do so by a deed of gift. You see, there are different family arrangements. You see, you may have a family in which at the point the couple were marrying, each of them had children from previous
Marriages.
relationships or marriages. And so they come in, and then together they also have new sets of children. So you have older children of the wife, older children of the husband, and now being married, they now have new children. So if you want to, you have like 3 cluster of children. Now, if you don't plan your estate and you die, you can be very certain that there will be trouble. There will be trouble. So if there's some illness or something, and it gives you that reminder that, look, put things together if you don't want the kids to fight, struggle and all that. So that's the whole essence of this awareness month, the whole essence of what we are doing.
Exactly.
That let's discourage this practice of people feeling that, look, my kids, I want them to also come
And struggle on their own. Yeah.
What about your business? What about your business? Put a succession in place through your estate planning, because the shares you own in the business are properties. So you can carefully pass on your shares to somebody. And once that person becomes the shareholder, they take up the rest through the corporate processes.
So this year, what are we doing to champion this cause? Because again, like I said earlier, a lot of people do not know this as a thing. And in recent times, maybe thanks to social media and of course the movies and what we've seen on movies and all, we now know that it's a thing. But people are not practicing. People don't even know how to even start planning their estates. What are your plans for this month to push this agenda?
Great. So we are creating a month-long campaign. So we are doing press conferences. We are having a National Estate and Gift Planning Awareness Conference. So last year we had, and this is the 2nd edition. So every year we are going to have a national.
Beautiful.
We bring on board lawyers to come and share some of these things so people can leverage that to plan their estates. We are doing market outreaches. So we are going to various marketplaces, engaging the market women, reminding them to start thinking about it.
Just put their ritual.
To start thinking about it and then making plans for it because it's important. And we are also doing webinars. So it's a whole campaign throughout the month. We go to communities just to create awareness, bring legal experts on board to educate the people and guide them too.
So how do we connect with you? How do we find out what it is that you're doing so we can join? Because I'm sure our viewers are super excited about what we've discussed this morning.
Yes, so our upcoming National Estate and Gift Planning Awareness Conference 2024 is happening on the 18th of October.
Okay.
Yes, at the Kofi Annan Center of Excellence. Yes, RAGE. So we are inviting everyone to come. We are bringing on board legal experts to come and share with you some strategies that you can use to plan your estates. On our social media pages, Center for Financial Literacy Education, we are also posting daily financial quotes about estate and gift planning. We are posting videos to help people. We are sharing resources that will be useful to the public. Some of our strategic partners, University of Ghana, and the other strategic partners are also promoting estate and gift planning awareness throughout the month.
Okay.
So let's all get involved and yeah.
So
And
on
we
the
have also
18th,
joined-
yeah. So on the 18th, what time?
It's 9 to 1 p.m.
9 to 1 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
9 to 1 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Again, we would engage again and see how we can push this agenda with you. It's a beautiful initiative, and we appreciate the fact that
We hope it's not that expensive to, you know, document
Oh,
things.
coming to the conference, are we paying for it?
No, it's
No,
a
it's
free
a free
conference.
conference.
Yes.
Okay.
Great,
Conference.
great.
Yeah.
So yes, please connect with Center for Financial
Social Literacy Education
Africa.
Yes.
And get connected with them on social media and get to learn more about estate planning and estate and gift planning. As well, this month we are pushing the agenda with them, and so please make sure to stay on their social media pages. Please, thank you so much for coming. We'll see you on the 18th.
All right. Sure.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you.
Now, for you out there, it is getting even more exciting. I know you've learned, and I hope you have, because this is why we're here. We're learning and growing together right here on the show. We're moving straight to the plug. And guys, I'm excited about the plug this morning. We'll be right back.